So today I'm talking about 4 ways you can bleed brake lines by yourself, because this is a common problem. You change out the brake pads and it's time to bleed the brakes and there's no one around to help you pump up the pedal. I thought I'd go over 4 ways that I have found over the years that you can do this. If you know of any good ways, please let me know in the comments down below. But the first way is going to use a one-man brake bleeder kit. And these can be homemade items too. They don't need to be bought or nothing. Even though you can get them on like Amazon or eBay for like $5-10. But basically they're just a small little jug with brake fluid inside of it and a small hose attached to the bleeder valve. And as you pump, you push out the fluid and air out this line. It goes into the jug. The air comes out the top of the fluid. And when it's time to suck back up, like when you let off the pedal, it just pulls back in fluid. So it slowly bleeds the air out of the lines is the way that works. And they work pretty good. I've used one several times and got the brakes bled by myself. And like I said, you can make these at home, so you don't need to go buy one. But if you did want to buy one, they're really cheap. Here's one on Amazon for like $7.99. And there's also a bunch on eBay too, really low cost. I'll put links down below for everything I'm looking at here. But number 1 on the list would be a one-man bleeder kit. And next up is a vacuum pump kit. And these, you basically just connect to the bleeder valve and you pump it up. It'll create a vacuum that pulls all the fluid and air out of it into a small container. And I've never actually used one of these, but I have seen other people using them and they seem to work pretty good. They're also relatively low cost items. You can jump over on Amazon and take a look here. This one's going for about $36. And like I said, I've actually never used one of these, but I have seen people using them before and they do seem to work okay. So number 2 is a vacuum pump kit. And next up is just use a cinder block or something heavy you could lay on the brake pedal. So you sit there, you pump it up, and this method can be kind of tiresome, but it does work, and it's a method that I've used many times over the years. But basically you just pump up the brake pedal and you put a block like right on the brake pedal to hold it, like somebody would if they were sitting in the car. And then you go around to each bleeder valve and you let out a little bit and then you close it and you come back, you pump it up, you put the block back on, and you do it all the way around. Now this is kind of tiresome because you got to get up and down, back and forth a whole bunch of times, but it does work and I've used it many times to do. So if in doubt, just use something heavy like a cinder block, because those work pretty good the way they lay down. But you could also use something else heavy, anything that holds the brake pedal down so it can't come back up, and it'll slowly hold the pedal as you let out the fluid is what you would want. So number 3 would be use a cinder block. And next up is going to be using gravity to bleed the brake lines, which is kind of weird, and I'll be honest, I really haven't heard this method before, but it does work and many people use it actually. So the way it works is that you always have to make sure there's fluid inside the master cylinder at all times. No matter any of these methods, you have to make sure of that. You break loose the line that you're trying to bleed and it'll slowly drip out. You put a little container down there to catch the fluid, and then you just let it sit like that for like an hour, 2-3 hours, and come back periodically and check the master cylinder has brake fluid inside of it and it's not gone dry. And so if you have a lot of time on your hands, could be a good method. You could try it out. If you have tried it out, let me know in the comments down below. But a lot of people aren't going to have that much time, so more than likely they're going to be using one of the other options. But number 4 on the list is gravity bleeding the brake lines. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to go over the 4 most common methods that you can bleed the brake lines by yourself. If you have any methods, please let me know down in the comments down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. But if this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.